All right, follow along with the math on the spot video. If you don't have a piece of scratch paper, you need to get some now. You need to be working out your problems, not only the problems from the videos, but your homework problems. You need to make sure you're working those out on scratch paper. That way, myself, anybody that's trying to help you can see exactly what you've done. All right, follow along with your scratch paper. And let me get the volume going.
One, two, three. Yes. A triangle still has three corners. Excellent. Actually, speaking of this little triangle that I have here, we can now think about interesting facts about triangles, not just that they have three sides and three sharp edges, but really we can actually think about the fact that they have area. And the formula for an area, of course, for a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. We can use that to do all sorts of really cool things. In fact, let's check out this riddle where, in fact, we're given the area and we have to find out some other mysterious quantity. Let's check it out for ourselves. Okay, so the area of this triangle is 97.5 centimeters squared. Now, the height of the triangle is 13 centimeters. Our challenge is to see if we could find the length of the base of the triangle. So how long is it? It's interesting. See, just knowing the area and just knowing the height, that's enough to actually find out how long the base is. And this seems kind of surprising. It's like we don't have enough information, but we do. Because remember the important connection. The important connection is that area is 1/2 the base multiplied by the height. So we know the area in this case. So in our case, you see, let's write down the players. We know that the area equals 97.5 centimeters squared. And we know the height is 13 centimeters. And so if I actually put all that information into this equation, then in fact the only thing we wouldn't know is the base, and we can then solve for it. So let's actually try that for ourselves. So here we go. So the area we know is 97.5. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to write in centimeters squared just for fun. And then this equals 1/2 the base, which is the mysterious quantity, times, in fact, maybe I'll put little time signs in here just for fun. You can put them in, you don't have to put them in, whatever you want to do. Times the 13, that's the height. Okay, well remember multiplication is commutative, so we can reorder this, and I can write this way. I could say 1/2 times 13 times b. And 1/2 times 13 is the same thing as half of 13, and half of 13 is 6.5. And so now, what I see, and I wanted to, shoot. You know what I want to do? I want to sneak in centimeters. Will you let me do that? Centimeters. Okay, good. So now what I have is, now I'll show you why in a second. You'll see why. So we have 97.5 centimeters squared, and then we have that equal to, and then half of 13 is 6.5 centimeters times the base. Okay, now if I want just the base alone, just b alone, I want to undo the multiplication by the 6.5 centimeters. So what will I do? I'll just divide both sides, this side, by 6.5 centimeters, and then I have to do the same thing here. And here you'll see this simplifies to just the b, which is exactly what I want, so I like that. And then this side, check this out. Notice that here I have centimeters squared. That means centimeters times centimeters, and I've got centimeters downstairs. So one of these centimeters here can actually simplify with one of the centimeters here, leaving me with only 1 centimeter left. So check out how cool that is. That means that the units here will just be centimeters, which is exactly right because b represents the length of the base, which would be in centimeters. So if you're careful with the units, in fact, then you could even see what exactly the unit should be, and if you get something else, like if we ended up getting centimeters squared, we knew we'd made a mistake somehow. So sometimes it might be fun to just keep the units in there. I just want to do that for fun. If you didn't like that, you can just ignore it. But anyway, if you take 97.5 and divide it by 6.5, we get 15, and so we see that this actually equals 15 centimeters. And that represents the mysterious quantity. And so B equals 15 centimeters. And that, in fact, is the answer. And so it's amazing that at first it seemed like we didn't have enough information. But remembering the connection that links area, base of a triangle, and height of a triangle, namely this formula, putting all the information together, if we just have two pieces of that puzzle, we can always figure out the third puzzle piece. Anyway, the power of looking at geometry is that there's structure, and that structure can be expressed using equations. And once we have an equation, we can solve it and figure out all sorts of mysterious quantities. In this case, the mysterious quantity of the missing base. Have fun thinking about the bases of the triangles in your life, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching, following along. Continue on in your math lesson. And again, if you have any questions about anything, please stop and raise your hand. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.